Hi friends, my name is Bhaskar and welcome to Great Entrepreneurs. Dainik Bhaskar is one of the best newspapers of India. It has more than 4.4 crore readers, which is published in 4 different languages, has booked a revenue of $311 million in the fiscal year 2020 and 21. So today I am going to discuss with you an amazing strategy which was used by Dainik Bhaskar when it expanded in its early days. So Dainik Bhaskar was founded in Madhya Pradesh. So after they have been successfully distributing a lot of their editions in Madhya Pradesh, they wanted to expand to Rajasthan. So while expanding, what they came to know about what they decided that they will not publish the same newspaper which was published in Madhya Pradesh. So they assumed that there were 2 lakh readers, 2 lakh newspaper readers in the city of Jodhpur. So they decided to have a primary research in this city. So what they decided was that they decided to give free of cost newspapers to these 2 lakh people and take their feedback and to get the information that what are the cons of their model and how can they improve that. So in today's video I am going to discuss about this amazing strategy. So what was this strategy? So this strategy was they decided to have a primary research among the people. So they conducted this research for a week or so and then reached out to those people and asked for feedbacks. So the feedbacks which they received were, number 1, they were asked that you use the local Hindi languages. In local Hindi language, the Hindi dialect which was more prevalent to those cities, so they were advised to use the local Hindi language in their newspaper other than using the traditional language. So they were also advised to use Hindi forms, like they were not advised to use the pure Hindi of all the words. Some words are such that people don't understand while reading in the newspaper. So they told that suppose school, so they wanted that you bring the school word written in Hindi in the newspaper and don't use Pathshala. So this was just an example of how they wanted their newspaper to come. And the second feedback which they received was that they wanted Hindi like they wanted to use English numerals in the newspaper. Instead of using the Hindi numerals, they wanted that English numerals are printed in their newspaper so that it is easy for people to understand. So in view of these 2 feedbacks, Dainik Bhaskar decided to do the same. And one more barrier which was there in the city of Jodhpur and several other Rajasthani cities, that the Pardha culture was very prevalent in those days. So women didn't get when they got time to read the newspaper, they were not able to read properly because of the Pardha. They had to cover their face always. So it was making a difficult, it was creating a barrier for women to read newspapers very easy. So what they did, that they decided to publish a special edition for just women, which is that they would shorten the dimensions and make it like a magazine, so that it can also be read from beneath the Pardha, and there is no barrier in reading from the women also. So today, now we have come to the end of this case study. So now is the very important part, that what do we learn from this case study. So our learnings from this case study is that number one, we always have to do a thorough market research, and if possible, if you are a big brand, then you can do a primary research, or if you can even start with small secondary research with from Google Forms or some other platform, so that you can know what is the market behavior, what is the customer behavior, the behavior of the customer in that specific market, and you need to launch an MVP, which is a minimum viable product. So the minimum viable product is which gives a feel of the product. What is the final product is going to look like. So you have to launch a minimum viable product for the customers, so that they can suggest that what changes have to be made, and you can understand the customer behavior. And the number two of the lesson number 2 is that the feedbacks which we receive have to be converted to feed forwards. So what is meant by this? That if your customer has given some feedback and told that this thing is not working for him, and you are receiving this feedback from several other customers, so you have to try and solve that problem and change your UI and UX according to that. If you are an internet company, and if you are a normal services company or FMCG company, and they tell you to make some changes in your product, or some barriers which they are facing, you should always try and solve their problem. So this was today's video about the amazing strategy used by Dainik Bhaskar while they were expanding to a new territory. So if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe, and never miss to hit the bell icon to get my regular updates. Thank you.